Hi, I'm Mike McCormick, live from the GBTA studios here in Toronto, and I'm here with Geoff Parsons from Geopar Consulting. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Mike.
So you moderated our center stage panel on practitioners, today's procurement practitioners. So from a moderating perspective, what was your takeaway from the panel?
Do you know, it's interesting. We spoke to three leaders from three pretty iconic Canadian companies,
Right.
Rogers Communications, Scotiabank,
Right.
and Mattamy Homes. And something that resonated with all of them was around how technology is so prevalent in business travel today. Speaking about smaller programs that Mattamy Homes had, but still the importance of making sure that people have access to online booking tools, access to information in terms of how they're spending, and access to choices that the travelers want to have. That was certainly one that was very, very prevalent. The other that was interesting was that personalized view of the
Right.
traveler. You know,
Right.
if I'm a business traveler and I'm working for an organization, then why can't I make some of those choices myself? Compliance is a challenge,
Right.
but at the same time, you want to be able to give the experience to the individual that's doing the traveling.
Well, and what I find interesting is how we've had this convergence of procurement and travel. We've been around enough, 5 years ago, where you talk to CPOs and who are taking over travel, and you really, their awareness about travel issues, the fact that you're moving human beings, not packages, or buying commodity items, just that almost culture clash of mentality. It's come so far since then. You see this real hybrid kind of approach where there's been a nice acceptance of those issues and a much more alignment than we certainly saw.
And it's interesting, it's not always about driving the dollar savings, it's about how do you create value.
Yeah.
Value in your
hear that
category
now
of spend,
more.
and that's
Yeah.
really the term that's used that much more.
Yep.
As a CPO, you've got so many different categories that you're trying to manage within an organization, and traditionally you try and look at managed spending, you try to look at RFPs or RFQs to be able to try and get value out of the chain, but sometimes it comes down to what total value is for the traveler in this case. And that's the convenience of not just the lowest cost, but also the most convenient factors of travel for that individual.
The old end-to-end travel experience we've been talking about for a long time, right? It begins not just when you leave on the trip, but actually far below that, before that and after, right?
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
So you also serve on our Canada Advisory Board here. Thank you for your volunteer time on that.
Sure.
Well, just generally, what trends do you think we should be paying attention to here in Canada? What should our buyers be looking at in the year ahead?
I come from a background of not just procurement, but also security, and I
Right.
think that the duty of care is huge.
Yep.
It's something that we as corporate citizens have to be responsible for and have to
Right.
make sure that we do the right things. The other thing is the artificial intelligence that you look at now from a traveling standpoint. Technology is there and it's gathering so much information about your trends, your own patterns, and your own preferences. And trying to look at that and how it builds into a corporate program is going to be very interesting in the days ahead.
Well, and balancing that and the whole element of personal rights and how much information can be shared, and shared differently when you're in a corporate on the job, right? If representing a corporation as opposed to personally, what you can share.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All different factors, right? Very different profiles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting times as always, right?
Absolutely, for sure.
Well, thank you, Geoff. Thank you again for your volunteer time. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
I'm
Mike.
Mike McCormick here from GBTA Studios, live in Toronto.